Good evening to anybody who happens to tune in or check the VOD. This is an unscheduled stream. I am just doing this because I figured I'd have some fun playing Noita. Noita is a really fun game. For better or for worse, it takes some focused effort to get better at it. Like, to an extent, it's a game where you can get better at it just by, like, organically playing it, but to get really good, you kind of, like, have to go out of your way to study and learn things that the game doesn't really clarify very well. But I don't dislike that kind of thing. I'm just gonna run ads so that I don't get pre-roll. Fun fact, statistically, a full third of viewers will just leave instantly if you have pre-rolls running. So it's good to go out of your way to not have pre-rolls running. Worm pheromone. We don't have a lot of use for that. Concentrated mana. We've got a lot of use for that. Worm pheromone makes worms more likely to show up and come in your direction, which is very rarely something that you're after. Concentrated mana, if you get it on you or if you ingest it, it dramatically boosts your mana regeneration rate, which is really useful. It also dissolves metal like it's acid while being completely harmless to touch, which is also exceptionally useful. That's going to explode. This gentleman, if we do that, we can deal with him quite easily. I personally like farming the mines until I have a bare minimum of 400 gold. Ideally more. I could leave now, but I've got over half my health left. And health is a resource for spending. Oh, Akuro, thank you for the hydrate. Pleased to see you here. Like I was saying earlier, this is just a unscheduled thing. There's no particular goal, there's no particular, like, promise that this is going to be like an ongoing thing, it's just, I felt like doing Noita. And like, when I moved computers, my save like got corrupted on Steam. So I lost basically all my progress anyway, so I'm like, okay, screw it, I will formally reset my progress and just start over. I have no need to cling to vestiges. Looks like the mines are spooky today. This western part of the mine is a little too spicy for me. At least when all I've got is bouncy balls. Oh, Santa Hisi, lovely. That's actually part of why I was deciding to play Noita. That's a ludicrously rare spawn at any other time of year. But because it's currently the Christmas season, he just spawns semi-regularly. So I can get him in my bestiary. He is not restricted to Christmas, but if you can go for him at Christmas, you may as well go for him at Christmas. Sparkful trigger? Look at that, it is Christmas. Now the only way that this could be better would be if I got add mana. I'm gonna grab one of those, one of these, and one of these for good measure. May as well do it that way. This sure looks like a game. This is a game. This is Noita. This is actually one of my favorite games. It, if you take an interest in Noita, it definitely takes some getting used to. But it is very deep and very rewarding if you want to get good at it. You gotta try this game, highly recommend, it's so fun. It's fun in the sense that, like, it's a roguelike, or a roguelite rather. You will die a lot while you're learning. But, like, the reward for learning is, like, mastery, and, like, you legitimately, like, get better and better the more you, like, it is Christmas. I just found something very, very good. But yeah, like, you get farther legitimately just by, like, knowing more about the game. Like, it's not just like, oh, well, I didn't have the stats, so I lost. That's not really a thing. I'm freaking out a little bit because I got this thing. I need to not freak out. I need to keep a cool head. actually going to go straight to the next holy mountain because I want to make use of that thing. Oh my fucking god. I don't think you understand how fucking ludicrous this run just became. Okay. Okay, this is happening. What do we have over here? What can I reroll? I'm gonna take Rage Levitation. Okay. None of my wands are really good, but I can make this work. We are this close to the craziness starting. Let me just refill my water. In-game. There are no fish in this pond because this is a fresh save and I don't have any... what's the word? I have not picked up any orbs. These little freezing skulls are a little bit annoying. Because I picked up a freeze charge that's going to add 15 damage to all of my shots, but it's ice damage. So icy enemies aren't actually going to take that extra damage. This is freezing vapor. If I pass through it, I'll take damage. This guy, however, not immune to ice. Did I forget to grab the heart? I think I forgot to grab the heart. That's concerning. Okay. I swear to god, if I lose this run because I'm stupid like that... Oh, thank goodness. Teleport vault, let's go. Yeah, even after you collapse the mountain, you can break back in. What I really want to find now is a spell called Chainsaw. If I find Chainsaw, this run breaks wide open, and it is technically my first run on this file. So a little bit ludicrous. Waiting for the mana to come back on my primary wand, because this is still my starter wand, so it doesn't have a whole lot of juice in it. Oh dear. The risk I took was calculated. This is dangerous, but I'm going for it. So this is Lightning Bolt. The amount of damage it does is yes, but I'm not immune to it. It is very, very easy to kill yourself with a Lightning Bolt wand. That guy's an electric mage. He will not take any damage from the light. That's not true. He will take damage from the lightning because lightning is part explosion. Ow. And he's immune to electricity, but not to explosions. This lightning bolt is also going to be very, very handy in the next zone, where enemies there are resistant to projectiles but weak to explosions. My health is getting a little bit low, but I should be safe. It's very important that I not even carry the lightning bolt wand under the water. Because it will electrify the water and kill me. This wand has energy orbs on it, it's suboptimal but it can dig. That could be very good later, but not right now. I don't want to be anywhere near that vapor. I'm not scared of fire anymore, because my oil blood makes me immune to fire. That was almost really bad. I had my lightning wand in hand. That one just had pollen on it, not worth grabbing. My health is getting a little bit lower than I'm comfortable with. That's for Zerkium, we don't need that. So I am now going to start pushing towards the next holy mountain. And there's the next holy mountain, we grab this. Ah, excellent, wands. Okay, oh my god, another one of these? I'm gonna be so upset with myself if I— Hello? That guy was stained with teleportium. Or teleportatium. So he just randomly ended up in here, took a shot at me, and then teleported out. What a dick. Okay, I'm going into Hisi Vase, so... This is not very... Goodness gracious. So this is not going to be super useful right now. So what I'm going to do instead... Oh my god, please stop. Actually... This guy just delivered me a wand. It's actually a really bad wand. Yeah, the recharge time on this thing is really bad. Mickey, you want to play this? Please do. This game is amazing. Like, the more people who are into it, the more fun that everybody can have. So I've already got one of these, so a second one's not as valuable, but it still has appeal. I really want this closed fist, but it costs 820 gold, and there's no way to steal wands. So I just need to come back with more money. Freeze charge is not going to be very useful. Lightning bolt is going to carry me through this zone. What I will do, however... I'll save these. I am going to bring Plasma Cutter with me. Because there's a fair amount of metal in Hisi Vase that I want to be able to cut through. None of these perks are spectacular. Sometimes you want recoil because then you can use a wand as like a jetpack. I'm gonna take Fungal Colony. So like if I get near slime, it'll turn it into mushrooms that are friendly to me. If you pass through this square, the mountain collapses. If you don't pass through this square, you can keep using the mountain. You can only heal yourself once, but you can edit wands as much as you want. This is a propane tank. I don't want to be anywhere near this if I can help it. Out of here with that. Oh dear. I want to be very, very careful. And remember that my primary spell is Lightning Bolt. Plasma Cutter can also hurt me. Basically, I need to play very, very safe, which is something that I traditionally struggle with. If my run is going to end, it's going to be here, basically. And that would suck because I've got this and this before getting anything done, really. This wand is also not incredibly good. Charge speed is great, recharge time is awful. Ow, ow, ow. Again, want to be very, very careful around these propane tanks. They are explosions, like they're explosive. So if I'm near them when they go off, they'll kill me. They also release freezing vapor. That was a sniper. They'll release freezing vapor, which I'm not immune to. I can work with this one. This is a shuffle wand, so I can't do anything really good with it. But I can work with this. I just have to not mess up getting back into the mountain. There we go. This thing's not quite as fast as I'd like it to be. These spells you can see at the bottom. Cast delay and recharge time. This one has a 0.15 second cast delay and a 1.25 second recharge time. I want to get that recharge time as low as possible. These spells have negative recharge time on them. The problem is the faster I'm casting spells, the faster I'm going through my mana. Thank you for the hydrate. This thing here is a modifier that reduces the cost of a spell by 30, which can put it into negatives, which is really, really good for getting... I can afford this, check this out. I'll grab these while I'm here. Yeah, with 2 of these on the wand, I can probably afford to make it a perpetual beam. Maybe? reason that I'm putting these on is because the way that these work, normally, this is a shuffle one, so it doesn't quite work like this, is it reads the spells from left to right, and then when it hits the end, it loops back around. But if you have like multicasts and it hits the end and it doesn't have enough spells left, like if I do it like this, double spell, spell, nothing, it'll grab the spell from for the beginning of the wand, which is, you can't see it past my head, but it's this thing. It'll grab the spell from the first of the wand and duplicate it, and then loop back to the start of the wand and cast it again. So like I can actually like cast this reduction of cost multiple times. That's the intention anyway. This one's a bit jank because it's shuffle, but like it'll get the job done. I also don't need this anymore because I was using that for digging. Don't need that because that's a digging spell. The rest of these I have use for. You can also dig through people. In this game, being able to remove material is exceptionally valuable utility. And Luminous Drill is one of the best spells that does that. So being able to use it relatively... Oh, that was stupid of me. Being able to use it relatively freely like that is really, really good. Oh my goodness. Another add mana. I don't think you understand how ludicrous this run is. Another add mana, Venomous Curse, Matter Eater, another Matter Eater. My health is getting low, but I found a Circle of Vigor that I can use to heal myself. I am so glad that I decided to stream this instead of just like do it. I want there to be video evidence that this happened. Okay, just add one of these. That's not gonna run out of mana anymore. We save this. We save one of these. May as well save this. You can always find use for multicasts. The wand itself also has spectacular stats. Actually, hold on. Yeah, this one I only need 2 beams to achieve the same effect. I'll put this scatter on just to oh no, it's got concentration on it. This is very, very good though. Hold on. Since it's not at random, I only need 1 add mana for this. Which means I can use these elsewhere. Most importantly though, get that health back. And then refresh the spell so I can do that again later. That's why I don't grab the spell refreshes, is because they're more useful if you use them tactically. This should be fine for now. I would just dig out of the Holy Mountain, but if I do that, it'll make the gods angry, and I'm not ready to handle that right now. Anyway, since I have what is functionally a lightsaber, there's a secret that I can access. Or rather, there's a secret that I can cheese my way into. There's a proper way to access it, but I don't have the stuff for that. There's a propane tank hidden in the snow there. I really don't want to hit that with a lightsaber. Double trigger, powder vacuum fields. No reason not to take it. Luckily immune to fire. There's a propane tank in there. Gonna get rid of the snow and then blow that up. Propane tank, don't want to be anywhere near that. And this rock, which is normally the border of the world, you can just tunnel through. I want to get to about this level, and then go this way. Deep Rock Galactic, not wrong at all. It's like, come with me. I am your driller. But yeah, secrets in this game never take you to like an alternate dimension or anything. They just take you to like rooms that are hidden elsewhere in the map. And this happens to be one of the best ones, potentially. It's fairly deep in, but with this setup we can dig to it very quickly. Here we are. And this is a room that contains any 8 spells in the game, pretty much. Which can be exceptionally powerful. That said, the one that we found that was worth something is oil. Once upon a time, you couldn't drop spells out of your inventory unless you had the feat that let you, or the perk rather, that lets you edit your wand on the fly, which I currently don't have. But in a recent-ish patch, they made it so that specifically you can drop spells out of your inventory. Otherwise, going in there, I would have like had to proactively remove things from my inventory while I was in the Holy Mountain. Anyway, I'm in a really comfy spot now. Hisi base is kind of cursed, so I don't want to farm here. Ironically, the next zone, the jungle, is substantially safer. So I'll be going there instead. And picking up some extra money there. I was scared of that propane tank exploding. That one in pink is technically an enemy faction unit, but it's not an enemy. It does not have an attack that can hurt me. Keanu agrees, welcome. Yes, Merry Christmas Eve. I am off schedule because people might be doing holiday stuff, so instead I'm doing Noita. I did not stream last night, I just wasn't... Okay, the gods are mad now. I don't know what angered them. But those guys are gonna keep spawning in here now. Luckily I can kill them. What was I saying? Perk lottery. Now whenever I grab a perk, there's a 50% chance that the others won't disappear. It does also apply to itself, so I lost that particular coin flip, but it's still very valuable. I'm going to do something exceptionally stupid in the jungle. Purely because of the confidence that having a lightsaber gives me. Actually, while I'm at it, hold on. Now my lightsaber does way more damage. Since the gods are mad anyway, I can just dig out of the Holy Mountain without any further consequence. Makes it a lot easier to get back in consistently. Being fire immune in the jungle is such a godsend. Because everything in here is flammable. Okay, things just got crazy. There is a really weird interaction between the explosive modifier, which I just picked up, and material spells, which I picked up in the eye room. I need a non-shuffle wand for this. I need at least 3 spells. If I just do explosive oil, I'll kill myself. That guy's a heart mage. You can use him for a really powerful cheese, but I don't have the stuff for that. Those 3 lights means that there's a spider hiding in the wall. Incidentally, if you're arachnophobic, you might want to close your eyes. That shot just hit me and reduced my maximum health by half. I have not found any good non-shuffle wands for a very long time. I can make this one work. At a glance, wands. Incidentally, wands with a crystal in their sprite are non-shuffle. Wands without a crystal are shuffle. The longer the wand is, the more spell capacity it has. The more prongs the tip has means the more spells it casts at once. So we do this, and we do this. And that is an incredibly powerful explosion. And I'm not immune to explosions, so I have to be very careful or that will kill me. Now, something else I can do is, I think, this. Which does increase the rate at which that goes off. This is fine. Another interesting thing about this interaction is that for whatever reason it counts as an accidental kill. Like the same thing as like a rock falling on somebody's head and like crushing them. And the funny thing about accidental kills is that they give you twice as much money as normal kills. To kind of like incentivize you to like get silly with the physics. That said, I need to be very careful not to set that off in my face. Teleports. Very, very good to have teleports. That was dumb. I thought I had my lightsaber out. I need to go. I need to hit the next holy mountain. That guy in particular is very, very dangerous. I would rather take the long way around than go anywhere near him. Spicy. Good thing the jungle is chill. Believe it or not, that was chill. This is a new spell. I am not familiar with this one. Right. Steve is here. This guy's name is Steve, by the way. We do not want to take Gamble. Some perks are just really bad and that could give them to you. I'm gonna take Slime Blood. Neither of these perks is worth taking, so even though I did get Perk Lottery, I'm not gonna actually go with either of these. Normally, I'd be... Fox doesn't want Gamble. You don't understand how bad some of these perks are. Like, there's one perk that's just like, you can't edit your wands anymore. Normally, I'd be really excited about this Healing Bolt, except I got this Circle of Vigor earlier. I'm not familiar with Holy Lance. That's a new one. After the jungle is the vault. Luckily I've got explosive damage for the vault. What was that thing I wanted to do? Right, okay. Roughly speaking, I've got like 2 courses of action ahead of me. One of which is safer but kind of boring. The other one is very likely to get me killed. I can either dig my way back up to the surface, or I can try to climb the tower. And that's tower with a capital T. I really want to try out this Holy Lance. Me as well. What's it do? Fast flying, penetrating lance glows with power. Okay, that's like another spell that I'm familiar with. Good to know. Ogon, welcome. I almost said we're playing Terraria. We are very much not playing Terraria. It's superficially kind of visually similar to Terraria. Very much not Terraria. About this game and see, I haven't played it much. It's very fun, but also very much a game you have to be in the mood to play. Once again, these ones in pink are friends. We do not want to antagonize them more than necessary. Because what they do is they shoot healing bolts, which is exploitable. That guy's name is Robocop. Not even joking. thankfully with Luminous Drill and Fire Immunity, a lot of the struggles of the vault can be avoided. I would really like to come across Explosion Immunity. I do not want to be anywhere near Uko. That's the Thunder Mage's name. It's like I'm doing fairly well for myself. I could still die at any moment. This is one of those games where getting overconfident will kill you, like, instantly. Which means that I die a lot. Because I'm just good enough at this game to get overconfident. I see electricity running through that thing, so I gotta be careful. When in doubt, swap to your teleport wand and just shoot straight up. It gives you time to think. This is a very good wand. When I say this is a very good wand, I mean the stats on it, by the way, not necessarily the spells, although I do like projectile area teleport. This guy with the knife is kind of a pain in the arse, but lightsaber kind of deals with him. The guys that glue you to the ground are annoying, but if you can teleport away, then they're kind of a nothing burger. Piercing spell, very, very powerful. Got it for half off, that's even better. Ow. Did I just see what I think I just saw? No, I did not. Gods are very angry now. Toxic immunity, nice to have. Repelling cape, nice to have. Electricity. This does come with electricity immunity, but it also makes you give off electricity. So it can get you killed in certain situations. I'm gonna take it though. Electricity immunity is really valuable. So the cool thing about this now is that if an enemy enters that radius, the spell will teleport directly into the center of their body. I have enough mana for this too. Yes, I do. With Piercing Shot, this projectile will not disappear when it hits an enemy, and it'll trigger the following spell every single frame. I'm not going to be able to fire it as quickly, but it's going to be very silly. Our health is already low. I think what I'll do is... First things first, this wand I think is just a straight upgrade, so I'll swap over to it. That's what I'm talking about. I zapped my own guys. The training dummy there is throwing off the aim of the teleporter. Oh, okay, this is what we're scared of. Okay. That is what we're very afraid of. Our offense has greatly exceeded our defense. And my electricity killed me. Because I zapped my own guys and they blew up and they killed me. Such is life in Noita. We didn't do too badly. And then you just do it again. I like all of these starting spells. Spitterbolt's really, really good at the beginning because it... Oh, that scared me. I need to turn down the volume on that. Thank you for the sub, though. I really appreciate it. Spitterbolt is strong enough to one-shot enemies in the first area, so it's a really great spell to start with. Dynamite has 16 casts, so again, really good for digging. And Brine is a type of water, so you can use it to protect yourself from fire. Because you can't catch fire as long as you've got water on you. Pheromone, very valuable potion. It's a secret tool that'll help us later. That's more pheromone. Interesting. What I'd really like to find at this exact point in time is Invisibilium or Teleportadium. Or Ambrosia. Ambrosia is never something that you're upset to find. Or like Lively Concoction, but that's a bit too absurd even for me. Like, I have very many hours in this game, and I've seen Lively Concoction, I think, 2 or 3 times. And, like, I'm lucky to have seen it that many times. Copper does not have much use. I've already got Weird Fungus. This is a bad spot. Luckily he just stood there and let me shoot him to death, so it worked out. I don't like leaving the first zone with fewer than 400 gold. So cool thing about mixing chemicals in this game is that you can do it, And one really, really useful formula is 1 part water, 1 part toxic sludge makes 2 parts water. Basically, you can purify any amount of toxic sludge by pouring any amount of water into it. And then just like mix it up with a spell to agitate it. That guy has a wand. Looks like it's got a black hole on it. Called it. It has the spell on it, but it doesn't have the mana to cast it. Incidentally, the way that I can tell that it had black hole is that it gives off purple particles. Basically only black hole does that. Black hole is probably the single best digging spell in the entire game. Luminous Drill is more precise. Black hole is just... it excavates more faster. The only trade-off is that this thing doesn't have infinite casts. There are ways around that. I do not currently have access to the ways around that. Health's a bit low, money's a bit high, we can move on. More black holes, convenient. I'm gonna take this one just for the stats on it more than anything. This perk makes me immune to explosions, which would have saved me last time. This perk lets me tinker with wands anywhere, which is incredibly, incredibly good utility. I'm actually gonna take that one. I could dig out, but I don't want to make the gods angry just yet. Incidentally, baseline Spark Bolt's probably the best damaging spell in the game. Like, it doesn't have damage out of the box, but it's very, very easy to modify. It flies in a perfectly straight line, it's very cheap. It also has inherent crit chance. And crits in this game do 5 times damage. It's like you still have a couple of damage pluses on that thing, and it puts in so much work. Can't wait to try this on your computer since it's PC only. I'm pretty sure that this game has console ports. I know that it has controller support, if nothing else. Actually, it's really good controller support at that. I can tell just by looking at the sprite of this thing that this is a non-shuffle wand with probably only 2 capacity. But the stats on it will probably be really good. We'll just wait for this oil to burn away. 3. Nice. Still not a lot, but 50% higher than projected. Triplicate Bolt is another really good spell. In like the long term, it's probably not as good as Spark Bolt, but it has a very minor explosive effect, so you can use it for digging. Additionally, any modifiers that you put on it get applied 3 times, because it applies once to each projectile. Teleportitis is one of those bad perks that I mentioned earlier. It makes you teleport at random whenever you take damage, which means that you don't control where you end up when bad things happen. Enemy radar is useful, projectile eater is useful. Neither of these are spectacular, but projectile eater is something that you can leverage. And it doesn't really get in the way that much. I kind of want to get the Spark Bolt trigger off of this, but I don't have any good modifiers and I'm going into the snowy biome. Basically, I'm in a situation that is not spectacular. Maybe this one will save me. It looks really good. I can work with this. It's got some pretty heavy spread. But beggars can't be choosers. This is a shuffle 1. Nothing really spectacular. That's bad. That was a Cursed Bolt. This thing is gonna chase me and do that. So I need to outrun that for a little while. Damage plus though. We love to see it. And now we're back to this being the thing to use. Gust of Air, not amazing. Charge speed of the mana, pretty good, but I've already got one that good, so no need for it. Like I say, with Sparkle, even like one modifier goes a really long way. My health is getting kind of low, so I'm hoping to see the Holy Mountain soon. That was on me. I got greedy. That said, let's take a 5-minute break here. Ads have to run anyway, and this is as good a break point as any. Please use this time to refill your beverage, go to the bathroom, anything you feel like you can pull off in about 5 minutes. return. I hope everybody had a lovely 5 minutes, approximately. I got fire bolts and slime this time, which is slightly less useful. But that doesn't mean that the run is cooked or anything. Especially since I still got spinners. That might be what I think it is. It is. Okay. That's a puzzle that rarely spawns. If I do that puzzle, I will get a unique wand. It is admittedly not much of a puzzle, but it is a puzzle. More firebolts. Yeah, so here we have an empty potion, an empty basin, and a basin filled with oil, and this thing in the way. I wonder what the puzzle is. Just submerge myself in this one with the thing. Fill it with fill the flask with the oil from there. I'm a little slippery because I'm coated in oil. That's fine. Fill this one up to approximately the gem. And unique wand. Thank you for the hydrate. The stats on this thing are really, really good for this stage of the game. It's got a unique model. It is shuffle, which kind of sucks. But like, I'll live. It's still very good. Magic Arrow is a spell that's usually not incredible, but this early on it kind of is. In most use cases, it's just like a worse Spark Bolt. Like, the upfront damage is a bit higher, but it's got a little bit of, like, drop. It also costs, like, 7 times more. It looks like a better spell superficially, but it's really not. That brickwork means that the Holy Mountain is here. So we can basically leave whenever we want. That's a lot of monkeys. Which in turn means quite a lot of money. I don't really have any use for oil, so I'll just get rid of this. Pour it into the lava lake for fun. The reason I like this tablet isn't because of the lore on it, but rather because it's a big, heavy tablet. if you were here earlier and you recall what I was saying about environmental kills, those count as environmental kills. You bludgeon somebody to death with an emerald tablet, and the gods are like, yeah, no, totally an accident. Using this line to prevent myself from catching fire there. Bit of a Noita moment. Luckily it didn't kill me. I will check out what this is, because it might be good, and then I'll go. Worm pheromone? No thank you. 800 gold though, that's not bad at all. Spark Bolt trigger. And Chain Bolt. Chain Bolt is a spell that's really, really, really good this early. And melee immunity, that's tier perk. I don't get hurt when things touch me anymore. That actually protects me from so much stuff. Like, these things, when they're not shooting bolts at me anyway. I forgot to fill this flask with water while I was in there. That's an oopsie. Luckily there's a fair amount of water on the ground in this biome, so not a critical failure. Also, loose gold in the walls. If it's exposed, or if you can expose it, you can pick it up, and each pixel is 1 gold. So if you happen to have a spell that's good for mining this early, you can get quite a lot of money by just digging it in these mines. I would not say that it's worth your time to get all of it, but getting a good portion of it is very doable. Yeah, speak of the devil. Like I was saying earlier, shotguns have a certain degree of digging capacity. Also, this particular pattern with like the wood going like this is meant to be dug through, or burned through. There's also a chamber down here, which has a 50% chance of having a health pickup in it. This is kind of what I mean when I say that, like, in this game, just learning more about it makes you stronger, rather than, like, increasing stats. And there could have been something in here, but there wasn't. It worked out, though. Actually meant to pull out the shotgun, but this works. Oh, digging bolt. This would have been really useful one zone ago. Still pretty useful in the snowy biome. I want to put this on a wand with a low reuse time. Gold is forever is a nice perk in theory, because it gives you all the time in the world to pick up gold. The problem is this creates a lot of lag, because it means that like now every single gold piece has to be saved. So instead I'm going to take Hungry Ghost, who sometimes just nullifies projectile at random. Very helpful little fellow. Polymorphine is exceptionally dangerous. I actually just picked it up so that, like, there's no chance of it breaking. That is a teleport wand. With some peripheral effects that I don't really care that much about. That's Flumaxium. Whenever I see a gold potion, I get excited that it might be Ambrosia. Ambrosia being a potion that makes you immune to all damage from all sources. Which is kind of a self-evidently ridiculously powerful effect. Incidentally, whenever you see those gold sparkles, if it wasn't already obvious, those gold sparkles mean a wand. My Hungry Ghost just saved my life. He just ate Uko's projectile that he was going to execute me with. These gold sparkles mean a wand. The more magenta-looking sparkles mean an item. This looks kind of subpar, but there's some fun that can be had with Slime Mist if you find the right supporting spells. This wand is just really, really good, so I'm gonna leave this behind. Like, the recharge time is not great, but the mana is spectacular. This is a container that's kind of hard to get into, but I just picked up some acid, so... That's a cold mage. He's not as scary as Uko because his shots don't explode, so he doesn't do as much damage. But he's still a threat, because he can freeze you, and if you're frozen, you're a sitting duck. Did I just say if you're a frozen? I mean, it's not wrong, but still. Not incredibly worth it. Hello? Did my game just crash? I think my game just crashed. So how is everybody else's day going? I don't know what could have caused that to crash. Like, teleport bolts are pretty tame as far as things go. Okay, we're just gonna relaunch Noita. It's going to end up on the wrong monitor. Let's just fix that. I don't know why it keeps going on the wrong monitor. Something that was also kind of weird, it looked for a minute like my stream crashed, but I can see that it didn't, so that's good. It's like I just got this new PC, I shouldn't be having technical difficulties. We appear to have gone back in time a few seconds. That's just when the most recent autosave was. No. Okay, there's something about this wand. There's something about this wand that is making the game crash. Must be some kind of like weird interaction with like spells to power. That's really interesting. Thank you for the hydrate. Right, I'm just gonna... Hold on. Where we at? I'm just gonna start a new save, because that old one seems kinda cursed. Unstable crystal. This one's fun. It's basically a landmine that counts as an accidental kill. Pheromone is not useful for putting out fires, but it is useful in other ways, and Spark Bolt is Spark Bolt. It's a magic harp. It's not great early on, but it shows its true value later. Like I was saying earlier, accidents drop double money, so it's kind of worth going through this contrivance to kill them like this. Unless the nugget lands in a pile of coal and you can't get it. In which case it's kind of not worth it. I don't have the means to get into there reliably. So I'll make a mental note, which I will then forget because I have ADHD. But I'll hopefully come back later. If I touch that green rock, I take a lot of damage, so I'm not gonna do that. My health is really low. So I should be really careful. I'm on fire. This is not good. This person shoots cursed projectiles. And I got bitten to death by a spider. These things happen. I find that this tends to be like the pattern that like my attempts to play Noita play out as. Like my first run of the day goes spectacularly well, and then in every subsequent run I'm impatient because I want the power from the first run. And I just die. Granted, today's first run was absurd. Like 3 add manas, like Withering Curse, Piercing Shot, Circle of Vigor. That one by itself is just a run maker. I really should have just gone with the safe and boring route of tunneling back to the surface. Oh well. Broken wands are fun. You can toss them on the ground and they shoot basic spells at random. There's also a secret that you can do with them. Ooh, that's a key of a Scooby. The cool thing about this Firestone is that if I'm holding it, I'm immune to fire, even if I don't otherwise have a fire immunity perk. It also just gives off a lot of fire. I am also rushing and in over my head and in a really bad spot, which I shouldn't be doing. I'm definitely feeling the impatience. Oh, chainsaws. If I'd done my usual diligence, I'd be able to get that. Bit of a Noita moment in and of itself. Mortal Spirit is kind of like middle of the road perk. Projectile duplication I don't like because it makes you more vulnerable to projectiles. And projectile damage is one of the things that's like really, really hard to get any amount of resistance to. Faster movement is just nice. Like, it is just nice to have faster movement. I will never turn my nose up at faster movement unless there's something better on the same perk table. Okay, this thing's fun. You can kick it and gold comes out. But only a certain number of times. And then it explodes. let's see if I can use fireballs to get back into the temple. I very, very infrequently try to dig with fireballs, so I'm not sure if they can get past the collapsed stonework. That kind of material is usually very fragile. So, like, a lot of things can get through it. With some effort. Oh wait, I got bombs. I don't need to make this complicated. Chainsaw is a pretty passable digging spell. The real value, though, is when you combine it with other spells. It also does a ton of contact damage. One more hit and I'm dead. So I'm just gonna rush to the end here. I like these Luminous Drill with timer. The problem is them being with timer makes them 3 times as expensive, and also kind of hard to do shenanigans with. Phasing's really good. Projectiles sometimes just go from here to here. Just... Let's see, I'm entering the snow biome, so I really should take this. So this is what I mean earlier with like spell wrapping and like chainsaw being good when combined with other things. Chainsaw has... It's very fast, it only costs 1. Then you do double spell, it grabs this, it tries to grab something, but it doesn't have anything to grab here, so it goes back and it grabs another chainsaw, so I'm getting 2 chainsaws per wand. And because it's so fast, it fires like this. Whereas without that, it's like this. I also like the Luminous Drill. But with that one is that if you make it too fast, it burns all of your mana immediately. This'll do for now. Feels kind of foggy in here. Yes, it is. This statue, if you kick it, it will spawn a hand monk robot. Which I'm not confident in my ability to really efficiently kill, so I'm not gonna bother. I could kill it, just not necessarily really efficiently. And I don't want to risk taking that much damage. Imagine if you saw like a Jedi pull out their lightsaber and use it to cut a rat in half. Be like, wow, that was definitely an unjustifiable use of force. This can serve as a digging one for now. It'll only break really soft materials, but snow and frozen rock are very soft materials. Also, for some reason, Uko bleeds diamonds. I don't know why. Also, diamonds are worthless in this game. The only thing that you care about is gold. None of those spells are spectacular. Breathless is useful. Slime Blood's main utility is that it means that slime doesn't slow me down anymore. Breathless is probably more universally applicable. My damage is really, really low for Hisi base. I've definitely been impatient and not farmed the earlier stages like I should have. But I could conceivably find something good in here, so, like, I'm not doomed or anything. And my machine gun spark bolts are passable. It's like a 65%. It's a passing grade. It's like a D, but like, you still pass. Your parents are a little disappointed in you, but like, you still pass. And I was not paying attention and I got shot in the face. And I think that's enough Noita for me for tonight. I didn't even think about hitting quit, I'm just like, mentally, internally, I'm just like, I'm done with Noita. Anyway, I do have to get to bed because I do have work tomorrow. Yes, I'm working Christmas, have fun with that, me. So I think I'll call it there for tonight. Wasn't even a scheduled stream, so anyway. Thank you everybody who showed up, I really appreciate it. Yeah, still nothing concrete for the rest of the week. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day tomorrow, like no matter how you choose to spend it. And I hope to see you again. Good night.